What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another MMA YouTube video. Today we got the picks for UFC Atlanta. It's an okay card. Incredible main event, though, so I'll take it for a fight night. Usually we don't get blessed with these types of main events and fight nights. So we got Milo here. He's going to do the picks with me. We're going to start out with an absolute war banger. Vanessa Demopoulos, I believe she got cut. Now she's coming back on short notice to fight Jamie Lynn Horth. Picking Jamie Lynn Horth for just obvious reasons.
Yeah, same. Not much to say. Let's just go to the next.
Phil Rowe versus Angelusa. So now you'll see all the stuff at the bottom of the screen, the overalls and the rankings. Those are from our spreadsheet. Go look at it. It's in the description of this video and every single one of our videos and our channel description. Basically what it is, it's like an overall akin to Madden or FIFA. That's what that overall is. And then the ranking, we use the official UFC rankings for 1 through 15. Then for every other fighter, we make our own rankings, kind of subjective. And, you know, we have pretty much every important fighter in the UFC. As you can see here, we got the number 38 welterweight versus the number 52 welterweight at 77 and 75 overall. And then their records. That's what that means. So, now to get into the actual picks. I'm going to go with Phil Rowe. The Jake Matthews performance was a little uninspiring. He kind of just got the fight taken out of him. He got beat up a little in, I believe, it was that third round. And the grappling that should be coming along for him just didn't. You know, with all the grappling matches he does, it just didn't. It hasn't came along. I think it might. He's taken a little bit more time off. Yes, his head is only, he's only kind of halfway through the door of his career. Like, he has other stuff going on. But Angelosa, man, he's very mid. He's been pretty inactive. And he basically got subbed by Brian Battle. Like, the way that fight was going, he was getting subbed. So I think Phil Rowe will get it done, get on his back, choke him out.
I'm going to go with Angelusa here. I mean, Phil Rowe, again, if the grappling is there like it should be, can win. Even in general, just with his range, and he is a very competent striker himself, he can win. I just see Angelusa being able to make it more of a brawl with Phil Rowe, and in the last couple rounds and getting the decision. This fight really could go either way.
Yeah, the odds are that close for a reason. Like, there's actually a lot of fights on this card that are pretty hard to predict. Unlike last card, where it's like every fight was a minus 300 to minus 500 favorite. This card, it's actually pretty hard to predict some of these fights. So the odds have came out.
I just checked the actual odds for this. Ricky Simone.
He's minus 500. But see, I saw that, but it was only on one sportsbook, and the other sportsbooks hadn't added anything yet, so I didn't add the odds. But yes, probably a favorite, obviously, minus 500, like Milo said. And, yeah, I mean, you could see in everything. The rankings discrepancy, we'll actually see it in another fight later down this card. But the rankings discrepancy here, 17 to 50, is insane. Of course, it's a short notice fight. Stuff like that's going to happen. But everything, the experience, rankings, just like skill, 79 to 73, I think that's all represented pretty well. In terms of like the actual fight, it's a rough one for Cameron Smotherman. Coming in on short notice against a dude who's just so experienced, who clearly has pop. Like, I didn't think he had it like that, but then he slumped Javid Basharat out cold. Like, he's had KOs before. He dropped to Jack Shore and finished him. He KO'd Rafael Assunção. But I didn't know he had it like that. Clearly he does. Clearly Ricky's maybe figured something out. You know, he was on a terrible run of losses where he just looked bad, worse and worse and worse. Clearly he's figured something out. So I got to go with Ricky here. Probably by first round KO. Just like a pretty easy fight for him. Sucks for Smotherman because I think he's good and has potential. And he might be out of the UFC after this. I don't like him taking this on short notice. Don't really understand. I get it because you need the money, but don't like it for him.
I really like Smotherman, and I think he's got great boxing. He had an off performance his last time out. I don't see a way for him to win this fight just because I don't see him testing Ricky's durability early, which is there. Ricky can out-grapple him if he wants. It's not going to look like Vinny Oliveira versus Ricky Simone. That is not in the cards here. Even if it does look like Bautista Simone a little bit, which it also probably won't, Simone will be the one coming out on top. And Smotherman is just, he doesn't have enough to beat Ricky Simone right now that we've seen. Even though I really like him, I think Ricky will get it done probably in the second or third round, maybe a dominant decision. But I do think Smotherman will stay in the UFC after this because he's doing them a big favor here.
Yeah. I mean, and the thing that's tough is he is a part of the reason why he might get cut, he's 12-5, right? He has that Dallas Cowboys record. And when he loses this fight, he's going to be 12-6. The UFC might just not keep him around. They might send him back. He's young anyways. Not as young as he looks.
He already worked his way back up once.
Yeah.
So they might keep around just because of that.
You're right, but they made Julian Erosa do it like 4 times. So, all right. We got Cody Durden versus Jose Ochoa. I got to go with... Oh, dude, I'm picking so many underdogs on this card. I just thought about that. I got to go with Cody Durden. I'm not really... I get the odds. Stylistically, it's kind of a rough matchup, right? Ochoa's a very slick striker. He's like a very clean fighter. And he's good. Don't get me wrong. Ochoa's solid. I just think Cody Durden is too good for him, dude. Like, as you can see, we're pretty high on Cody Durden. He's not ranked number 18 at flyweight. Like, that's not the most impressive. Flyweight's pretty shallow. But 80 overall, like, he's just solid. Yes, he might be slipping a little bit. Yes, that durability is going to be slipping significantly. Like, there's no doubt about that.
That's a good segue into my pick, actually.
Okay.
I'm picking Ochoa. I watched him. I don't know too much about him. I watched him fight Lede Kavanaugh, who we all kind of thought Kavanaugh would be this guy that maybe it's looking like he's not quite. But maybe Ochoa is better than we think. You know, he came in 7-0. No one really knew who he was. He wasn't like this contender phenom or something like Kavanaugh was.
He was just a guy that was meant to fight on
a really good fight.
Series. Yeah.
Stole around. I mean, you know, I think Cody Durden's very good. I think he's a ranked level flyweight. I also think he's on the back end of his career. This kid's young. He's slick. He's a little long. He is fast. I mean, I've got Ochoa. I don't think he'll finish Cody Durden. Don't get me wrong, but I think he wins the decision here.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. I'm picking Durden, probably by decision. I could totally see a world in which Ochoa wins, though. And this fight, man, obviously we're going Wellmaker. Moutinho, I get, the campaign to bring him back to the UFC. Does he kind of deserve it? Because he's been winning on the regional scene, yes. Is he, for some reason, a fan favorite? Yes.
5-0 since he got cut.
Yeah, but I don't know, man. Wellmaker all day, easily. He's only had one fight in the UFC, and it was with not a layup in terms of skill, but a layup in terms of a stylistic matchup. Absolutely. It feels like he's tailor-made to beat Cameron Simon, and he did exactly that, brutally slept him. He's really good, right? As you can see, ranked number 42, 76 overall, because he's had one fight in the UFC. We're not going to just... There's very few fighters where we just jump the gun on them, and we're like, oh, boom, 80 overall.
He's not Marco Tulio yet.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Marco Tulio was a guy where, he was so good on the regional scene and contender series where I was like, dude, we know, and at middleweight, a way easier division where guys are way worse. I was like, dude, Tulio's already good. So, Wellmaker, obviously, first round KO.
On that note, Wellmaker, for those of you who haven't watched him on the regional scene contender or his debut, he has one of those striking styles that looks like it shouldn't work, but he hits so hard. His head movement is really good. His reactions are insane. Super fast twitch, pretty fast on the feet. Moutinho has never not struggled against someone like that. Just like a twitchy guy who's way more athletic, longer, and
most notably Guido Canetti.
Right. Yeah, Guido Canetti, the 5-star athlete. No, this shouldn't be happening. Wellmaker, I've got Wellmaker winning in probably the first 3 minutes, I'm going to say. And hopefully for Moutinho, he's on a contract and, he can make something happen against a level of opponent he should actually be fighting next.
Yeah.
After this, give Wellmaker something big, though. We need it.
Absolutely. Who was he fighting? He was fighting someone else. I don't remember. But, here we got Michael Chiesa versus Court McGee. This might be our largest overall discrepancy yet since we started this channel. 79-65. That is a 14 overall difference. And I think the odds might even be a little generous, if I'm being real. Court McGee has nothing.
If you bet on Court McGee, you should get a fucking house for betting on him if he wins.
That's true. I agree. You should, become president or something.
And for those of you who are confused about the Chiesa overall thing, let's be honest, the only reason he loses is because he likes to give up and he doesn't like adversity. He's not going to face adversity here. It's going to be easy. Chiesa's probably going to sub him in round 1. Or
just think about it like this.
I don't know, man.
If Chiesa can sub Max Griffin in round 1, who's like still okay, I think he can sub Court McGee, who he has nothing, man. That is the thing with Court McGee these days. The guy, he's a great human, has a great story. But as a fighter, he has nothing anymore. He's our lowest ranked welterweight at 63. He's our lowest
Is Mickey Gall ranked?
No, Mickey Gall's cut, I think. He's our lowest rated welterweight at 65. He shares it with Tim Means, I believe. Tim Means is also 65. He might be cut too. I don't remember. But yeah, it's just Chiesa has something to him, right? He's giant. His frame is perfect for his style. Everything for the way he fights works so well, and that's why he wins more than you'd think. So I'm going Chiesa by first round sub. Yeah. All right. Paul Craig versus Rodolfo Bellato. As you can see down there, Paul Craig, because he's been fighting at middleweight for a few fights, so we had him ranked at middleweight, number 24 at middleweight, number 13 at light heavyweight. That can't be right.
That is not right.
There's no way Bellato's ranked. Is he?
No.
There's no way. Yeah.
No.
Okay. That's a mistake. But
anyways, we don't need to spend more than 15 seconds. I don't even want to pick anyone. Just go to the next. I don't even want to.
I'm going to just say, for the record, Bellato's KOing him in the first. Actually, good light heavyweight fight. Of course, the odds are fucking crazy, but Omar Sy versus Alonzo Menafield. I don't know. This is actually a good fight. Of course, I'm picking Omar Sy. He's a giant favorite, giant overall discrepancy. Stylistically, it's rough for Alonzo Menafield. Sy is a slick striker with a really, really solid grappling base. He can crack. Of course, he hasn't had a KO in the UFC yet, but we've seen it. Like, the dude can hit hard. He's had some weird fights in the UFC. Not the most impressive stuff. The Dawn Young fight. Dawn Young's really good and pretty underrated, but that was a little weird. That was a weird one. I don't know. Menafield's just been getting worse and worse and worse and worse, right? I mean, it's visible in every single fight. He literally is getting worse. The chin's getting worse. The technical striking ability, his vision is getting worse. His speed is maybe, he still has pop, and he can still take dudes down and kind of maul them on the ground. But I think Omar Sy, with his athleticism, his power, and his really solid grappling base, is just going to pretty much win every phase of this fight. I pretty much agree with everything there. The main thing I see, because I was at this fight live when Alonzo Menafield fought Julius Walker. I was too.
We were both there live. One of the things that you kind of forget about that fight, because you don't remember a whole lot, is that Julius Walker wobbled Menafield a couple times. There was one shot where it was like it shouldn't have done much, and it sends Menafield into the fence. And that's when that type of thing kind of makes me think, like, I don't know, man. The guy landed like 14 strikes the whole fight at distance, and like 2 of them kind of stumbled you a little bit. It's like
yeah. But I would like to say, Menafield was injured. His toe. This is something we see. This happened to Jan with his knee against Song Yadong. Where now my face just brightened up like I don't know what just happened there. We saw that, like, when guys get injuries to their lower body, a lot of the times shots look like they affect them more because it looks like they lose their legs a little more than they do because of the injury, right? So Jan against Song Yadong, it looked like he was getting wobbled by literally, or not wobbled, like stunned by literally every shot because his knee was fucked. And I think that was a bit of the case with Alonzo Menafield against Julius Walker. His toe was messed up, and I just think he never found his footing.
Either way, my point was he's fighting a debut grappler, and that kind of did happen.
Yeah.
Regardless, I'm picking Omar Sy.
Yeah. Cody Brundage versus Mansour Abdul-Malik. I don't get it. Look, the odds are perfectly fine. All right, Cody Brundage, yes, is he a 70 overall? Is he just bad? Is his record horrible? Is his tape horrible? Yes. Did Mansour Abdul-Malik get wobbled by the worst fighter at middleweight right now? Yes. Like, that happened. I know that's probably never going to happen again. And if he fights Nick Klein 9 out of 10 times, does he get wobbled by a spinning back fist 9 out of 10 times? No, he probably gets... I don't know what I just said there. If he fights Nick Klein 10 times, does he get wobbled?
It's a spinning back fist.
Yes, it's a fluke. Does that maybe raise questions about his chin? Like, this guy has no pop, no athleticism, no nothing, and he's wobbling you, even with a shot like a spinning back fist that has a lot of power that he didn't see? Maybe. Do I think that will be the difference in Cody Brundage winning?
No.
Absolutely not. Monster Abdul-Malik is going to walk through Cody Brundage easily.
In fact, I can tell you exactly how this fight's going to go. Abdul-Malik hurts him badly very early. Cody dives in for a shot, fakes a headbutt as Abdul-Malik sprawls. The ref forces him to go back without timeout because the replay checks and they didn't see anything. And then Abdul-Malik just smokes him and he curls up into a ball in round 1.
Yeah.
And
he is teammates with Anthony Smith, don't forget.
Yeah. Lion. He has the lion heart. All right, anyways.
The Lionheart gene. All right. Cody Garbrandt versus Raoni Barcelos. This is another really interesting fight. You know what this reminds me of a lot? Cody Garbrandt versus Rafael Assunção. Of course, it's a little different because before the Assunção fight, he didn't get his grappling brutally exposed like he did against Davis and Figueiredo. That's Davis and Figueiredo, man. I think Barcelos is a good grappler. I think he's a savvy guy. I think he has a sub game. Not against the highest level of fighters, but I don't think his takedowns are going to be enough against Cody Garbrandt. I think Cody will win on the feet. I'm going with the underdog again, Cody Garbrandt here. Really close fight. I think the overalls are a little closer than... I think if the fight's closer than the overalls might make it seem, just because stylistically and because of the kind of volatility of Cody Garbrandt in his career. But yeah, man, I'm going with Cody here. Hard pick, close fight. Barcelos could totally get it done. I'm going with the underdog Garbrandt, though.
Yeah.
Maybe by KO, winning on the feet.
So there's two things that happen here. Either Cody Garbrandt still has some of that, explosiveness and, wrestling background, great at avoiding takedowns that has helped him avoid grappling his whole career. Which will, if he still has it, it will work for him against Raoni Barcelos. If he doesn't still have it, Barcelos will be the one to take him down and hold him down, go for subs, try and ground and pound, advance positions. One thing about Barcelos is once he gets you down, he's active there. And if Cody doesn't have that scrambling ability anymore, which I'm going to guess that he doesn't here, I think Barcelos wins.
Yeah. It's a hard one to predict. Edmund Shabazian versus Andre Petrosky. Such a low-level fight. I'm going to have to go with the underdog again, man. Andre Petrosky, listen. This guy's fights are hard to watch because he's so slow and he's so shit and he wins. And it's horrible to watch. But I just think this is a level of opponent we've just seen him get it done against time and time again, man. And yes, styles are different. Yes, Shabazian can crack on the feet and he's really aggressive and explosive. At the same time, to this day, he has not figured out the grappling. To this day. It's impressive how he just can't figure it out. Yes, is Andre Petrosky nowhere near the grappler that a guy like Fluffy Hernandez or a guy like Jack Hermanson or Nasruddin Amavov is? Absolutely. He can grapple, and he's going to pursue it. Maybe he won't. Maybe he'll have a fucking Jacob Malkoun fight, which was one of the funniest things I've ever seen. I don't think so, man. I think Petrosky's got it in the bag. I think he'll beat Edmund Shabazian pretty handedly with the grappling.
I'm going to take a different pick. I think Shabazian's going to finish him early. I don't know how much longer this whole Shabazian shit can go on, and I think we'll see that end.
You mean how much just longer this Petrosky shit?
Oh, shit, yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, it's brutal to watch.
I think Shabazian will be the one to end this shit.
Yes. It is horrible to watch this guy win. He's a fine guy. It's nothing against him. It's his style. He's so shit at fighting, and it's just why are you winning? Yeah. All right, co-main event, dude. Rose Namajunas versus the legend Miranda Maverick. Tom Cruise herself.
Rose Namajunas 30-27, maybe 30-26, just
piecing... it's 3 rounds. Oh, I actually didn't even realize. Thank God.
Just piecing her up on the feet, destroying her.
Yeah. Every single Rose Namajunas flyweight fight, win or loss, has been the exact same.
Yeah, if you guys remember Rose Namajunas versus Tracy Cortez, this is going to look the exact same.
Versus Tracy Cortez versus Manon Fiorot versus Aaron Blanchfield versus Amanda. They're literally all the same.
They're going to look the same.
Yeah. All right. Oh, main event. We're already here. You check that? What is that?
Yeah, I'm going to check.
All right.
Start talking.
I'll get started on the main event. Awesome main event. The highlight of this card by far. One of the best fight night main events we've got in a minute. Kamaru Usman versus Joaquin Buckley, dude. This is just a sick fight. I mean, I don't know. I'm so excited. Joaquin Buckley's one of my favorite fighters in the UFC right now. He's fun. He pursues the win. He wants to win more than anything else. Like, I just love Joaquin Buckley, and I gotta go with him here, right? Now, I will say, Usman might be getting overlooked a little. These odds are crazy, but dude, he's old. And Buckley is really, really, really smart.
Yeah.
Buckley is a really smart fighter. He is going to follow the game plan to a T. He's going to make adjustments that he needs to make, and he's going to do whatever he needs to win. And I think the state of Kamaru Usman right now, I think Buckley's got it in the bag. Period. Yeah. Easy. He's got it.
That's the main thing you take about this fight when you're talking about Buckley, right? When you talk about someone who is serious about their career, will do whatever he needs to win. He doesn't give a fuck if he's fighting someone like Nursultan Ruzaboyev, for example, and he has to make it maybe not as fun as some of his other fights. He doesn't care. Buckley will win every fight he is in until there's an opponent who can athletically and physically deny his game plan. I don't think this is that fight. I think he beats Kamaru Usman, and I actually think he finishes him early. You know, Usman, the knees are gone. You know, the shoulder, we don't know what's gone with Usman. It's been 2 years, and he was already kind of showing his age at that point. You know, his body is breaking down. And when you don't have that physicality advantage that got you to where you are, like Kamaru Usman, you're fighting a guy who has a lower center of gravity, longer limbs. He has a hell of a lot of physicality himself. Like Buckley, I think it's going to be rough for Kamaru Usman. I think a new star is born. He's already one of my favorite fighters.
It would be so awesome if Joaquin Buckley could win this fight. My guy at welterweight, hold up, Jeff Neal, represent. That's my boy at welterweight. But Joaquin Buckley is awesome. He's great for the sport. He's a super fun. He's just him winning would be so good for MMA. It would be so good for the UFC. I really hope he can get it done, and I think he can. Like Milo said, Kamaru Usman's defining trait, yes, the development of his boxing was super key. Yes, his wrestling technique. But dude, his cardio and his physicality, his physical condition.
The dude could shove people into the fence without using energy for 3 or 4 rounds.
Yes.
I mean, no one else. Like that is what made him.
That was his defining trait, was that physical condition, and that is just declining clearly. One, off inference. You know what I mean? We could just infer. It's probably going a little. It's been 1.5 years over. It's been almost 2 years since his Hamzat fight. In that Hamzat fight, he was getting ragdolled. Is Hamzat a middleweight? Absolutely. But, dude, yes, and was that a close fight? Yes. Dude, if Hamzat pursued ground and pound or pursued submission in that first round, he wins. Everyone knows this. This is a weird thing I was talking to Milo about before the video. Everyone knows that, for a fact, if Hamzat had just pursued one type of finish, either a rear naked choke or ground and pound, he finishes Usman in round 1. Nobody considers it when they speak about that fight being crazy close. Dude, Usman, that was a loss. And he got lucky. That Hamzat fought a little stupid, right? In the Leon fights, he looked okay. In the last Kobe fight, he didn't look good, man. We're going back to November 2021 here. I don't know. I just think his physicality's gone.
Back when he was almost Buckley's age.
Exactly. So it's going to be a rough, long night. I think Buckley will TKO him late for sure.
So to further make my point about Buckley, this is just what I want to point out to anyone thinking maybe he's not on Usman's level. Can he beat the other guys, or did he just get here by like mauling people in his own way? No. Listen, he outboxed and denied the grappling of Colby Covington. I'm not even going to use the Luque fight because, yes, he kind of ran through Luque, and we don't know what was going on with Luque. Nursultan.
We know what was going on with Luque.
Yeah.
This guy. This is what was going on with Luque.
Yeah. Anyways, Nursultan Ruzaboyev, same thing except opposite. He knows he's not going to stand on the feet with this guy and have a great night, so what does he do? He mixes in the grappling, uses it perfectly. Which one am I missing? What was in between?
And Wonder Boy. That's the thing.
Perfect game plan.
MMA Guru mentioned this in the video with Demetrius Johnson, where, dude, perfect game plan. And that's what I'm talking about when he's such a smart fighter. Like, dude, could he maybe have, like, just marginally outstruck Wonderboy on the feet with damage and maybe got a split decision win. Yes, but he mixes in a couple takedowns over the course of the fight, gets Wonderboy thinking about it, gets him pushed back, and when he needs to, when he knows Wonderboy can't exit because the fence is right there, and because he's been able to push him to the fence with the takedowns, he knows Wonderboy can't exit, he fakes that left and comes over with the right. It might have been vice versa, I don't exactly remember, and boom, just sleeps him.
And that's the thing.
He's such a smart fighter. He knows what he needs to win. And against a guy in Kamaru Usman, where I think these days, if you're just a really smart, talented fighter and you know what you need to do, a lot of people can beat him. And I think Buckley is absolutely one of those people.
I think, yeah, it's like the same dilemma when there were rumors about Gary fighting him. I was going to pick Gary for a little bit of a different reason, but just like the fact that there's some of these young guys who are really smart and really composed, and they also have the physical traits to do what they need to do.
They just want to win.
And they're going to win. And that's why welterweight is so exciting right now. Michael Morales, as well, has been showing in his last couple fights that he is starting to not mess around in his fights anymore.
Exactly.
And look what he did to fucking Gilbert. I mean, he didn't, And
I would like to say, Usman is a 94 overall. You see that on the screen. I am waiting to lower that, right? Like that's just inevitable. That's because of his last few fights, and I don't feel comfortable lowering an overall off pure inference, right? I do want to let him prove, I guess, not let him prove the opposite, whatever. Let him prove that he's washed. You know what I mean? Let Buckley walk through him before I lower that overall. And, of course, before I raise Buckley's, his has just been going up and up and up. 89 might even be a little low, He might be reaching into the 90s, especially if
depending
he wins
on how he wins that fight, it could be anywhere between 90 and 94. I mean, if he loses, that means Usman looked good, and it'll probably stay at 89.
Exactly. So, that's going to do it for this video, for these picks. Really excited for this main event. Okay card overall as well. It's going to be a fun time on Saturday. Not really, but it'll be a good main event.
Yeah.
See you guys later.
See ya.